Here we can see Kieran wearing red is up against George in the yellow belt, who are both from our club. They are therefore familiar with each other and are both having a really good go. They're putting in a large number of attacks equally each, and they're both preferring Tai Otoshi over other attacks like Ko Soto Gari, which is very refreshing. As a result, it's actually more interesting in some ways. Kieran was putting in a greater variety with also the odd Soto Gari and a Ko Soto Gari attack like just then, as is George just now, but they're both preferring to go for the forward throw, which of course is what we tried to go and coach them with. Here we can see Kieran catch George with a Ko Soto Gari, which takes him down to his bottom and almost his back. It's arguably, possibly worse a Yuko. If we still had it, there would be a definite Goka score there. But here it's not actually scored, and Kieran is unable to go and capitalise on the ground by turning George over. So they're brought back to standing. Here Kieran attacks for a Tai Otoshi attack, which then George turns into his one and almost brings Kieran down, but not quite onto his back. And then Kieran just catches him with a Ko Soto Gari to bring him down for a Yuko. The only score so far. He tries to get a hold down on and is unable to. So they're brought back to standing again. Both of them continue to attack quite furiously at each other, and clearly not at all intimidated by the position. Again, George almost blows off a Tai Otoshi, but Kieran manages to turn out, and here again he's trying once more, and there George almost caught Kieran with a Ko Soto Gari, so they're really closely matched. See George turning for a very large Koshi Guruama in the just now, which doesn't come off because he doesn't turn his head. Turning the head is vital in order to go and get the rotation of the shoulders and therefore bring your opponent round to the ground. This is what George needs to continue to work on. What we're about to watch is not a technique, but just basically them both falling over. But having got there, Kieran is eventually able to go and get a hold down on. Incidentally, this contest, I think, is being marked by an error by the timekeeper because we're certainly well over 3 minutes so far. Kieran is just about to pull the hold down on, and he has. And George now strangely turns the other way, making the hold down more secure. We're now slightly aggravated in our viewing of this by the camera person, for some strange reason, pointing the camera at the floor. And so we just have to bear with this whilst we're waiting for the camera to be raised back up again as the clock continues to count. But we're now coming up towards the end of this. We can see Kieran got a very firm Kesugatami on, and the contest is now finished. Well done, Kieran. Unfortunately, it seems George's shoulder is slightly hurting.